What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to give you guys a very important update about the markets, talk about some important levels to watch for as time progresses, and how things are looking in my personal opinion. I'm also going to answer the question, when is the market going to bounce, in my opinion, and give you guys more insights about that. But before I break things down, let me just mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total. And this offer ends very soon, in just about 7 days. Anyways, for SPY, we're going to be looking at this 545 area as our very important supports. We'll have to see if SPY can try to hold this. As of right now, we're starting to lose it. We'll have to see if we, close below this on the 30 minutes time frame. However, below 545, and that will lead to even more downside if we fail to hold that level. But right now, we're at this critical support. We're just barely holding 545. This entire range right over here, and if that does end up failing, if we close below that on the 30 minutes time frame, then I think that we could be dipping all the way down to about 544 and then the 542s. So there is a risk of some more downside on SPY, just to be very clear. And right now we're still showing more and more signs of weakness. Now for the economic calendar, there's not really a whole lot else coming out. We have at 11:30 a.m. a couple of bill auctions and note auctions, so it's very minor data. We also have Bowman giving a speech after the market ends up closing, but it's all very minor, nothing too crazy. So just want to warn you all that right now SPY is continuing to look very weak. I think there's a risk of us coming all the way down. And I think that if we were to bounce, one level it could happen would possibly be at 542, because this is where we had historical, very strong support. So I'll have to watch and see. 545 could be an area close to where we end up seeing a bounce. If not, it's going to be 542 most likely. So we'll just have to see. If we were to break through that, it's going to require another big catalyst. Something bad would have to happen, in my opinion. But for now, we'll be watching to see how well we end up holding above 542 and then the 545 area. As of right now, watch for those levels for a bounce. But we're not ready yet. We're still looking more bearish, and we're continuing to downtrend. So I want to make that very clear. For others out there, we also have ES. It's continuing to downtrend as well. We're approaching the 5,500 area. That's going to be our key support. I'd love to see if ES could bounce off 5,500 or not. If not, if we don't bounce off that, I'll be looking at 5,480 as an next potential target. So just be careful. We are looking bearish, so we'll see how well 5,500 holds. For SPX, we're currently downtrending right now. We have support currently at about 5,450. If 5,450 breaks, I could easily see this start dipping to much lower levels, into the lower 5,400s. So just be careful. We're at support right now on SPX, but the trend is still bearish. There's no sign of a bounce. I want to see it get back above 5,500 to turn back up, but there's no sign of that yet, and we remain in favor of the bears. For Tesla, we've dropped really hard, down 11.7% right now. Let me just mention that we have this support at 215, which is worth watching for. You guys can see how buyers are defending the 215s, and our key resistance is currently at 219. If we break that, I'll be looking for 222. If we lose 215, I'll be looking for 212. We have two critical supports on Tesla, 215 and 212. As of right now, we're stuck in this range, kind of range bound. I think we're just going to trade sideways for now, because we already dropped so hard. So it might just continue to trade sideways between 215 and 219. And I don't really expect much else to happen to it. I don't expect it to really rally too hard upwards, or even just collapse and lose 215 from here. It is possible we do dip lower, of course, but for now we're seeing buyers defending it. And for the past 2 hours, it's been stuck above 215. So we'll just have to see if that could hold or not. For others out there, I just want to mention that Bitcoin is trying to bounce. Might retest 66,455 to continue higher. It's forming a nice cup right here. So Bitcoin is showing some strength as we're seeing money getting pumped into crypto. For others out there, I just want to mention that for NQ, we're barely holding 19,400. If that fails, we're going to be dipping all the way down to 19,300. We still look kind of bearish. I do see a risk of more downside, so just be careful. Looking at the QQQ, we're also dipping. We're barely holding 468. That's going to be our critical support. If that fails, 466 is coming, followed by 465 potentially. We also have resistance at 470, well, 468.5, and then 470 and 472. As of right now, the trend is favoring downsides. We are favoring 466 or lower levels. They look more bearish to me. For Apple's rejecting right here. We could continue to fall. I'll be looking for support currently around 217.64 to 218. If that fails us, we'll look for 216. We also have this resistance around this 219 area, excuse me. Then we have 220. As right now, Apple's looking more bearish, could be looking for 217.64. It's still continuing to fall. No sign of a bounce quite yet. For the IWM Russell 2000, make sure you watch 221 as support. We're still kind of shuffling here, but it's showing a lot of strength compared to SPY. So we'll see if 221 holds. If not, look for 219. For Coinbase, we're dipping a bit. Could be looking for a retest of 251. If that breaks, we're dipping all the way down to the trend line, which would be closer to the mid 240s. We'll look for 251 and see if that holds. For Amazon, we're on a bit of a downtrend right here. I'll be looking to see if we can hold around 182. If that breaks, we'll be looking for a big dip all the way down to about 181. I'm seeing some downside potential, so looking to see if Amazon continues to fall. It's still looking more bearish to me. Meta's on a bit of a downtrend as well. We could be looking for 468 as key support. If that fails, 465 is coming. We still look more bearish. There's no sign of a bounce yet. Microsoft is in the same boats. We're losing 434, so I'll be looking at 432, then eventually the support right here. If there's 432, then eventually all the way down here at 430. Just be careful, guys. We're still looking more bearish on Microsoft. For Google, we're also looking more bearish, continuing to downtrend right here. We're going to be looking to see if we could hold 175 or not. We also have resistance at 178, but we look more bearish in my personal opinion. The market is just seeing a lot of downside. Pretty much everything is in the red. SPY and the QQQ are continuing to fall, and Tesla of all things already dropped like 11.8%. So we're still kind of range bound right here between 215 and 219. Might just continue to stay within this range for now, but just know that the overall market around it is still looking more bearish. For SPY, if 544 breaks, I think 542 is coming. That's critical support, and we'll see how well we hold up from here. With that being said, I just want to say I really appreciate you guys for your attention. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And just know that the market is not ready to bounce yet. If SPY were to bounce, it could be around 544, if not 542. But there's no sign of a bounce quite yet. We're not ready yet, and we're continuing to downtrend very, very hard. Please note that the market is very manipulated. So the way things work is news is just noise. These institutions are making these trades. They were pumping the market like crazy. Why? Because they were getting ready to short the market up top. They were shorting the markets when people were not looking, and then they just got ready to dump it. Essentially, they dumped the market really hard because of the fact that it's just another way for them to make money. As everyone turns more fearful and starts shorting, that's when Wall Street will start to buy the market up. But there's not any sign of that yet. And if we fail to hold 544, I'll be looking at our 200 EMA around 542 to be tested on the 4-hour 200 EMA for a test. And that is once again a potential target. So just know we're still looking more bearish. There's no sign of a big bounce yet. And the bears have the edge for the collective markets for now. With that being said, I want to say I appreciate you guys once again for your attention. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon in just about a couple of hours. Thank you, and peace out.